let's start with SHA1, and you only tell me what are the differences or how are they similar to each other. Pehla line, the very first line. What is the difference you find between MD5 and SHA1? At the end, I will also differentiate between MD5 and SHA1, and then you will come to know कि MD5 को replace क्यों किया गया. If uh, it was giving answer, it was giving a very good result, then why it was replaced? Fine. Yes, correct path. The very first line, output of SHA1 message digest. By the way, इनको message digest भी बोलते हैं. So don't get confused कि MD5 का full form is message digest 5. That's why it's called message digest. No, even SHA is also a message digest. Hash values are nothing but message digests only. Fine. Clear, Mihir? You had a doubt yesterday. What is message digest? I hope this is clear now. Digest का बहुत simple सा फंडा है. If your plain text is large and your output is small or fixed size, it is a digest. Am I clear? Whereas in case of encryption, can any one of you tell me, is encryption is the encryption process an example of digesting or digests? Yes or no? Keep it in mind, when the input is large and the output is small of fixed size, it could be considered as a digest. But in the case of an encryption, what happened? The plain text was fed into the machine, output was generated. At some point of time, the output was even larger than the size of the input. Yes or no? In some of the examples, we have seen that the output that is generated, it might be of the same size as that of the input, or it might be even larger than that of the input. Yes or no? In the case of Playfair cipher, in the case of Caesar cipher, we saw that the output is exactly similar to the size of the input. But in case of AES, DES, we saw that the output process is very complex, and you might end up getting an encrypted text which is larger than that of the plain text in terms of size or bits. Yes or no? So a simple question can be asked, what is the difference between encryption and hashing? This could be one of the answers in terms of size or in terms of length. Fine. Samjha sabko abhi difference. So in this case, in the case of SHA digest, or you can say SHA1, the message digest is of size 160 bits, which is obviously 32 bits more than that of MD5. In the case of MD5, we had the digest of size 128 bits, yes or no? But in this case, it is 32 bits more. So what could be the reason for this? Why are we adding those extra 32 bits? One word answer. 1 or 2 words maximum. Come on, give me answers. Why are we going for this? Why are we adding extra 32 bits? जब मेरा 128 बिट से काम चल रहा था, तो 160 बिट्स ऐड करने की जरूरत क्या पड़ी? Complexity, okay, fine. What else? Any more answers? B division, I'm expecting answers from you. Yes, Rishikesh, Swardha, Simran, Rick, Siddhi, kindly give me answers. Parth has given an answer as complexity. Anything else you want to add to it? Correct? Difficult for attacker, okay. Basically, if I want to say in simple terms, it could be security. उसके अंदर सब कुछ आ जाता है, complexity भी आ जाएगा. Difficult for the attacker, correct Mihir. A simple one-word answer would be secure enough, or secure, basically, security. So if I say that we want a better security for that message, we can go for SHA1. Fine. Any confusions with this? Clear? So let's move ahead. SHA is designed to become, obviously SHA also follows the same properties as MD5. That is, the very first thing is, it is designed to be computationally infeasible, right? We saw in the very first lecture of this particular module that there are two properties which needs to be satisfied every single time. That is, we can obtain the original message given its message digest. Is it correct? No. Why? Because this is designed to be computationally infeasible. I am talking about the opposite way. That is, it is designed to be computationally infeasible to obtain the original message given the message digest. In simple terms, if I am having the plain text, I can create a hash out of it, but I can't create the plain text out of the hash. Yes or no? It is a one-way function we had discussed. Have a look at this arrow. It is not a reversible arrow. I have not written it like this or a double-ended arrow. I have written it from plain text to hash. That is, from the plain text, we can compute the hash. But the other way around is not possible. Am I clear? उसी को घुमा फिरा के लिखा है कि SHA is designed to be computationally infeasible. Negative term use किया है. Computationally infeasible to obtain the original message given its message digest. समझा अभी सबको? So if you're having the message digest, I'm talking from an attacker's point of view. If you have the message digest, you can't retrieve the original message. But the other way around should be possible. Is it clear? Kindly let me know. Yes? Okay. What about A division? Only one student is attending the lecture or what? Only one or two students from both the divisions. What about others? Guys, kindly be attentive. Fine. Okay. Thank you. So let's move ahead. The second property is again very same. We had seen a concept called as collision resistance. It's the same. We can't have two messages producing the same message digest. Again, these properties should be satisfied by every message digest algorithm. It can be MD5 or it can be SHA, whatever it may be. Fine. Let's move ahead. First step. Now you only tell me what is the difference or what are the similarities. If you are clear with the concepts of MD5, SHA1 should be a cakewalk for you. Like MD5, the first step in SHA is to add the padding to the end of the original message in such a way that the length of the message is 64 bits short of a multiple of 512. So you can say that this is exactly same as that of MD5. Yes or no? Kindly let me know. It is exactly same. Fine. So the initial 2-3 steps are exactly same as that of MD5. Padding. So first step is add padding to the end of the original message so that it is 64 bits less than an exact multiple of 512. So this is exactly a same step. Now step number 2. Step number 2 is again same. It is append the length. That's why I have not drawn the diagrams again, because it is exactly same. The length of the message, excluding the length of the padding, is now calculated and appended to the end of the padding as a 64-bit block. Again, this is same, yes or no? Fine. Okay. Step number 3. Divide the input. The input message is now divided into blocks, each of length 512 bits. These blocks become the input to the message digest processing logic. Again, this is same, yes or no? थोड़ा बहुत ordering ऊपर नीचे होगा, लिखने का style change होगा, but otherwise overall they are exactly same. If you compare this with your step number 3.1, that was same. Correct? Yes or no? Okay. Fine, so let's move ahead. Fourth one. Now the changes start to creep into the algorithm. In the previous case, we had 4 chaining variables, yes or no? We had 4 chaining variables. In this case, what is the size of the output we are expecting? 160, correct? So obviously 128 के लिए 4 chaining variables were sufficient. But now we want the output to be of the size 160 bits. So extra जो 32 bits add हुए, उनके लिए हमें एक chaining variable की जरूरत पड़ेगी, correct? So for that we will be making use of an extra chaining variable E. And उसका value दिया हुआ है hex में C3, D2, E1, F0. So values are going to be same. A, B, C, D का value same होगा. जो extra add हुआ है E, this is the value of E. C3, D2, E1 and F0. Fine. Again, I am not expecting you to remember each and every value of those chaining variables. You can simply write that in the case of MD5, 4 chaining variables, each of size 32 bits are used. In the case of SHA1, 5 chaining variables, each of size 32 bits are used. Fine. So this is the first difference we can sense over here between MD5 and SHA1. In the case of MD5, we make use of 4 chaining variables. I'm writing CV. In the case of SHA1, we are making use of 5 chaining variables. Fine. So this is the very first difference between MD5 and SHA1. Clear? So let's move ahead. Process blocks. Again, the process blocks are similar. Step number 5.1, copy the chaining variables A, capital A to capital E into temporary variables small a to small e. Fine. Now what happens is the combination of A and B called as ABCDE will be considered as a single, same cheese as वहाँ पे भी same चीज था, लिखने का style different है बस. It will be considered as a single register for storing the temporary, intermediate as well as final results. In the previous case also we saw that we start working with the 4 chaining variables, temporary variables, and at the end we get the result as A, B, C, D. We append all the values, right? So in this case, instead of 4, we'll be having 5 such chaining variables which needs to be copied into the temporary variables, and all the operations will be done on that. Is it clear? Because ultimately the chaining variables are constant values, right? We can't change the value of a constant. Correct? We need the values to be copied into variables, and then only we can change the values. Common logic. Constants can't be changed, right? So such a thing over here also. Fine. Okay. Step number 5.2. Any confusion so far? Kindly let me know. I can go slow if you wish. Fine. Can we move ahead? Step number 5.2. Just have a look at it. Again, the same thing. Divide the current 512-bit blocks into 16 sub-blocks, each consisting of 32 bits. Fine. जो सब ब्लॉक्स होंगे उनका साइज तो सेम ही रहने वाला, बिकॉज द करंट इनपुट साइज इज 512 बिट्स, राइट? एंड वी वांट एवरीथिंग, एवरी सब ब्लॉक टू बी ऑफ साइज 32 बिट्स ईच. सो ऑब्वियसली सब ब्लॉक का काउंट कितना होगा? 16 ही रहेगा. सो दिस पर्टिकुलर स्टेप वोंट बी चेंज्ड एट ऑल. फाइन. Step number 5.3 is where it gets interesting. SHA1 also has 4 rounds. But can any one of you let me know? Common sense, common logic. Try to correlate, correct. Try to correlate this with MD5. Jimit has given an answer. In the previous case, it was basically we were having 4 chaining variables, right? And 16 subblocks. In this case, there are so similar to MD5, it was 4 into 16, that is 64. In this case, it will be 5 into 16, that is 80. Am I clear? Any confusion? We were having 4 chaining variables, so it was very simple. 4 chaining variables into 16 subblocks. So the answer we got was 64. But in the case of SHA1, we are having 5 chaining variables. Number of rounds are same only. It is going to be 4 only. But we are having 5 chaining variables into 16. That is 80. Am I clear? Am I making sense? Kindly let me know. Okay. Is my voice breaking? B division? Kindly confirm. Or is it fine now? Okay, okay. I hope there was some network glitch. Okay, fine. So I will quickly revise the last statement I made. In the case of MD5, it is basically we are having 4 chaining variables and there are 16 subblocks. So total 64 operations took place. Yes or no? But in the case of SHA1, we are having 5 chaining variables. Number of rounds are same only. Number of rounds are 4 only. Correct. But chaining variables are different. It will be 5 into 16. that is 80. Is it clear? Am I audible now? Now it's clear. Okay. Fine. So do I need to repeat the step once again, or is it clear? Fine. So now you got how it consists of 20 steps. Okay. So let me tell you. So basically, यहाँ पे ध्यान दो सब लोग. There are 5 chaining variables into 16, that is 80. In the case of MD5, it was 4 chaining variables into 16, that is 64. But a very simple question in front of you. How many rounds are there? How many rounds are there? 4. Correct? So can you tell me a relationship? Obviously, it will be 4 into 20, that is 80. Yes or no? So instead of 16, we need to have 20 steps. That is why I was just beating around the bush to come to this topic. Now, why the concept of 20 steps? Yes or no? Because in total rounds कितने हैं? Round तो हमारे same है दोनों केस में, MD5 में भी और SHA1 में भी, that is 4 rounds. But in the case of MD5, we had multiplied that with 16 sub-blocks and we got the answer as 64. But in the case of SHA1, we have 5 chaining variables. Yes, or हर एक chaining variables should be computed, should be operated with those 16 sub-blocks. So to make sure that all the chaining variables are going through all the 16 sub-blocks, we have to make sure that all the rounds go through 20 steps. Now am I making sense? अभी किसी को doubt है kindly पूछो. अगर कोई confused है अभी भी, they can ask me. Is it clear? A division, B division, yes or no? In total हम अपने पास 80 operations होने चाहिए. इसको ऐसे देखना है तो ऐसे देखो. Because we have 5 chaining variables and we have 16 sub rounds or sub blocks. So in total, we should have 80 operations performed. But how many rounds we are having? We are having rounds only 4. So हर एक round में कितने steps होने चाहिए? Obviously, it should be 20 steps in each round, and then we will get the magic figure 80. Am I clear? Yes or no? How is it clear? Yes, Jimit, I'm coming to it. I'm coming to that topic. Don't worry. But is this clear why 20 rounds why 20 steps are used? That is the main thing over here. इतना समझ गया तो आगे बढ़ते हैं धीरे धीरे हम लोग. Fine? Okay, okay, fine. So let's move ahead. So step number 5.3, this particular step is done, right? Then what happens is, yeah, this is the major difference. That is, we had 64. I have repeated the same thing over here, so I won't focus on that. So just a simple thing over here is KT. What is the KT value? KT का value कितना होना चाहिए? Instead of 64, now KT will be having values from 0 to 79. Yes or no? पिछले case में we were having an array of 64 values. In this case, it will be having 80 elements or 80 values. Yes or no? Each will be of size 32 bits. Am I clear? Yes, fine. Okay, so let's move ahead. Just have a look at this. These are the values of KT. Again, these are standards, constants, but I'm not expecting you to answer. I'm not expecting you to write all these values in the exam. Just for your reference, just have a look. Whenever, so basically we are having 4 rounds, and for each round, a constant value of KT will be used. So if I value is ranging from, I guess it should be from 0 to 19, if I'm not, yeah. If it is ranging from 0 to 19, this is the KT value that is going to be used. That is for round number 1, this KT value is going to be used. For round number 2, this KT value is going to be used, and so on. As we are having 4 and 20 steps in each of these rounds, it has to be repeated 20 times for each round. Am I clear now? Fine. Can we move ahead? Okay, fine. Thank you. So once this is done, let's move ahead to the diagram. Let's have a look at this diagram. This is where things differ. between MD5 and SHA1. Let's have a look at this diagram. Then I will focus on each of these calculations. Okay. Let me zoom it up. Okay, just have a look at this diagram. Kindly pay attention. There are 5 chaining variables A, B, C, D, and E. What exactly is happening? Just have a look. Similar to your function block, in case of MD5, we have a process block in this case. Fine. So what are the inputs to the process block? Just have a look and tell me the answer. What are the inputs to the process block? B, C, and D. Yes or no? Again, it will be same or not? To be MD5. Yes, B division. The process block will consist of how many values? Will consist of 3 inputs, B, C, and D. Both are same in terms of MD5 also and SHA1 also. Obviously, the operations, internal operations of these process blocks will be differing. I will show it to you later. But first of all, understand this diagram first. Quite similar kind of diagram, but now what happens is all the operations are now being performed on the last chaining variable. Am I clear? In the previous case in MD5, all the operations were being done on A. Now in SHA1, all the operations are being done on E. Fine. That is the basic difference over here. Now what exactly happens is it remains entirely same. Just check the differences and let me know what exactly is happening over here. 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. Let's have a look at this diagram. Just take 2 minutes, go through this diagram and tell me what is the difference. In some of the books, it is written as M of I. In some of the books, it is also written as, let me tell you, WT. Fine. I will explain what exactly I'm talking. But first of all, go through this diagram first. क्या हो रहा है diagram में? B, C, and D goes inside the process P. Now, depending upon the round number, they will go through some kind of operations, XOR, addition, AND operation, or operation. कुछ तो operation होगा, and whatever is the result, that result is added with E. Yes or no? Very simple as it is. It will be added with E. Yes. What happens next? Whatever is the result, that will be added with A, but this time A is cyclically left shifted 5 positions to the, basically it will be cyclically shifted 5 positions to the left. Am I clear? Yes or no? I have written S5. In the previous case, in MD5, S was not defined. S kitna bhi ho sakta tha. But in this case, S is defined to be as 5. So what happens? A is cyclically left shifted by 5 positions, and whatever is the new value of A, that is added with the result of this step. Yes or no? It is clear, I guess. Any confusions with so far? Kindly let me know. Yes or no? It's clear, right? B division? Fine. Okay. So what is the next step? Next step is again very simple. Whatever result we get, we have to add it with the current sub block value. Now the question arises, operations कितने हैं और sub blocks कितने हैं? Steps कितने हैं basically? How many steps are involved in each of these rounds? Harsh, I'm repeating once again. E is added with the output of the process P. Fine. Then जो A है अपना, A is cyclically left shifted by 5 positions. उसका जो रिजल्ट होगा दैट विल बी एडेड विथ this particular value. Am I clear? Fine. And next step is whatever is the result of this add operation, second add operation, that will be added with m of I. Is it clear? Now what happens? You only tell me. कितने steps है हर एक round में? Again I am asking the same question. 20. Fine. And how many sub blocks are there? 16 sub blocks, right? Yes or no? So what about the 17th, 18th and 19th and 20th value? उसके लिए क्या करेंगे हम? m of 0 से अगर हम start करते हैं, basically if we start the iteration from I is equal to 0 till I is equal to 19 for the first round, then what about iteration number 17, 18 and 16, 17, 18 and 19? You only tell me. समझ रहा है मैं क्या बोल रहा हूं? The same question Jimit had asked some time back. Are you getting what I'm trying to ask as a question? समझ रहे सबको? Yes or no? सब ब्लॉक्स कितने हमारे पास? 16 सब ब्लॉक्स ही है ना? We don't have 20 सब ब्लॉक्स. Yes or no? Very simple question it is. MD5 में भी यही तो किया था हमने, सब ब्लॉक के साथ ऐड करते थे. Yes, but in this case we have 16 sub blocks and 20 steps. अभी समझा सबको? अभी क्लिक हुआ? Yes or no? Fine. Simple सा क्वेश्चन है ना. MD5 में भी वही किया था. M of I मतलब ith sub block. So M of 5 मतलब fifth sub block. So in this case, if I is equal to 17, do we have a 17th sub block? Yes or no? We don't, right? We don't have a 17th sub block. Am I making sense? Yes or no? Fine. So we don't have a 17th sub block. So what we need to do is we need to follow some formula, and I will show you the formula later. Just let me focus on this. So once we get the result out of this, it will be added with T of I. Now we know T of I का value हमें पता है. For round 1, T of I is this. Fine. So this particular value will be added with T of I, and whatever result we get, that becomes my new A. ध्यान रखना arrows पे, directions पे. Whatever value I get from this operation on E, this entire operation on E, that will become my new A. Similarly, आपका जो old A था, that becomes your new B. Similarly, old B will become your new C. Similarly, old C will be my new D. वही चीज है, साइक्लिक हम लोग राइट शिफ्ट करते करते जाएंगे and finally we will get all the values. Overview समझा सबको? The only thing left is what is this M of I or WT. बाकी सब समझा? Yes or no? We still have 5 minutes. Let me complete this topic. If needed, we can revise it in the next lecture. 5 minutes also. Fine, समझा सबको अभी? This is the overall representation of this SHA1. Now let me get back कि वो M17 का value कैसे आया. बहुत simple formula है. Just have a look at this. In many books, it is written as WT. You can even write it as MT, just to avoid any confusions, right? So M of T is nothing but, or WT is nothing but, whatever is the iteration value. For example, if I wish to calculate, obviously M0 से लेके M15 तक तो अपने पास values आएंगे ही आएंगे 16 sub blocks है. So if I want to calculate M16, तो उसका formula क्या होगा? Just put 16 over here. It will be simply M16 minus 16 is M0 XOR MW कुछ भी लिखो चलेगा. 16 minus 14 is 2, that is M2 XOR 16 minus 8 is 8 XOR 16 minus 3 जो भी वैल्यू आएगा is 15, M15. So don't we have values of M0, M2, M8 and M15? Yes or no? We have those values, right? So simply put those values in this formula, XOR it, XOR M0 with M2, XOR the result with M8, or whatever is the order, because XOR आप A XOR B करो या B XOR A करो, दोनों का result same आता है, right? So apply the XOR formula over here. जो final result आएगा, if you see over here carefully, you have to cyclically left shift that by 1 bit. This S1 is very important as well. समझा अभी सबको क्या किया? So if I want M16, 17, 18 and 19, or W16, 17, 18 and 19, you simply put the values of the previous step over here and you will get the answer. So अभी M17 find out करने के लिए what values do I need? M17 के लिए I will need 17 minus 16, that is M1, then M3, then 17 minus 8, whatever it is, M9 I guess, and then 17 minus 3, M14. So all these values are present with us now. So it will go sequentially in an order, and whatever result you get, cyclically left shift that by 1 bit and you will get the answer for that particular message. Am I clear? So instead of having only 16 subblocks, we can find out the values for the remaining subblocks also. Is it clear now? Any confusions with this? Kindly let me know. So at the end, we will get the remaining 4 subblock values also. And at the end, this is how SHA1 looks like. Fine. Any confusions with this? This is SHA1. That's why I told you, if you clear MD5 properly, you will get the answer. Yes, Jimit, the same formula applies for the next round also. So basically, this is for round number 1. So after round number 1, you will get the values from M0 to M19. Agle round mein kya hoga? It will you will be having values from M20 to M35, I guess. 20 से लेके 35 तो आपके पास values होगा. So you will need to apply the same formula to find out values from M36 to M39. Am I clear? Yes or no? So for the second round, you will be using this to find out M36 to M39. Because 16 subblocks तो अपने पास वैसे भी present है. Yes or no? Is it clear? So only last के 4 subblocks find out करने के लिए ये formula apply करना है. Otherwise everything we have. Fine. So any confusion with SHA1? If you're still having any doubts, you can let me know in the feedback form also. I will go through it. Fine. So let me quickly give the attendance link. If you're having any queries, you can ask me. Just go through this slide. The differences between MD5 and SHA1.